So, I went bald at 18. It's kind of an early age. It was an early age. But, it shaped me in a lot of ways that I could have never predicted, or I thought I would. And I'm deciding, let's just make a little video on it so I could share a little bit about what I went through, how it affected me, and maybe help out some other people who might be in a similar situation. You know, hair loss is no joke. Right? It's definitely not while you're in it. But it's kind of funny now. Alright, so started a long time ago. I think let's just go back to the very start of everything and how I viewed the whole experience of it. But I grew up as a pretty insecure kid for the most part. I had immigrant parents. I felt out of place in a lot of situations, and that was tough. And the interesting thing was that hair was one of the places that I did find myself, in the sense that like it was a way to express myself that felt fun. I had nice hair. I had like nice brown thick hair, and like I love the barbering world. Fades, I used to get skin fades all the time. I used to go to the barber shops even in elementary school, like twice a month. It was fun. You go with your friends. Some of the barber shops were really dope, where they had like Xboxes or PS4s you could play. Or I don't even know, PS4s were out at the time. Like you could play PS4, and like I enjoyed hair. It was a fun thing to get into. Everyone would have like take care of their hair. It was like what we did. And this was like around high school, or like 8th grade going into high school. I started really getting into like styling my hair different ways. I'll throw up like some images if I could find any. I didn't take a lot of pictures since I was pretty insecure back then, but I would think I did like my whole life. I grew up with a buzz. My dad would just like take us to the Chinese barbershop or Chinese hair salon, and they would the whole thing, just a clean cut. And that's probably why I liked hair so much, because it was like the first time where I got to do something like, I want this, I'll do that. And yeah, so I grew out my hair a little bit, tried to comb over. Didn't really fit my head. I don't think it fit my head. It could have just been like acne, little me with the braces and everything, but I had to comb over. And I quickly transitioned that into a what was it? A slick back. Yeah, it was like a pretty big Asian haircut in my opinion. I liked I don't know if you guys watched JK News, but Joe on JK News had this like pompadour type of look, and I liked it a little bit. And I tried to pull it off, but I couldn't pull it off. So it was like, oh, I'll just do a slick back too. And I'm also a very particular person where like I like my hair to be a certain way, and you see how that kind of factors into everything as well. But yeah, I run the slick back. It was super easy. Just pull it all back, like fucking put a shit ton of gel in it, slick it back. It looked like a Beatles bug on top of my head. But I love that hairstyle too. Eventually I transitioned into a man bun when it got long enough. And this was like sophomore year of high school, first year, second year of high school, third year, was it third? I don't know. But I love that man bun. Guys, like it was a hairstyle that stood out, which I enjoyed some of the tension from. And you have nice long flowy hair. It would get in the way of when I used to play football, but it was worth it to me. I even used to walk around with like a comb in my hair, which was kind of weird, but whatever, I did it. And that's kind of where things started going south in the sense of hair for me. So I think it was my junior year of high school, or transitioning from my sophomore to junior year of high school. And that's when I started noticing that my hairline was kind of receding. I think my barber had told me one day, and this scared the shit out of me, but my barber told me like, I can't really line you up because your little hairs in the front are like thinning. And I remember that being pretty freaking scary. I didn't know much about balding because you're in high school, but that's when I started worrying a little bit, and I learned that like, oh, your genetics kind of based off of your mom's grandpa, and that guy was bald, young too. He was bald young. So I was like, fuck, there's no way. So going into my junior year, I decided it was like time to shave my head. So I shaved it. I didn't shave it. I buzzed it, and it's still like, I had hair, but you could definitely tell that something was up with my hairline. It was like starting to look a little funky, like a weird shape was coming in. And in order to hide that, the hairstyle I chose after was a middle part. So I got a middle part pretty early on. I think even like slightly before all the Asian guys got it. Maybe not, but I got a middle part like pretty early on. I used to like the way the Koreans would do it, where they have like a nice like wavy. I didn't know that they permed it, so I didn't perm it, but you would like perm it. But mine would just kind of like slick back a little bit, and it did work. Like in the beginning, I really enjoyed the hairstyle because it would hide my weird, like it started to recede here early on, and it would hide it. And I rocked that hairstyle for maybe all the way up until I shaved my head. So started junior year, rocked that, grew it in, rocked that hairstyle. But from junior year to when I shaved it, which is when I was 18, my first year of college, life was tough, is all I can say. Like, fuck, I missed the exit. It's okay. Anyways, life was tough because I knew my head was balding, or I knew it was starting to bald, and that stressed me, number one. And all my focuses would be on trying to keep it from balding. I also think it started balding. I forgot to say this earlier. I also think I started balding because of the man bun. It used to be a pretty tight man bun I'd wear, and because I was very particular and I like things to be clean and neat, I'd always pull it tighter, retuck it, rebun it. And I think it fucked up my hair. But where was I? I don't even know. But yeah, my junior year, going like the whole period of the middle part, the only thing I was stressed about was my hair. It was like, it went from being one of my favorite, like one of the pieces of me that I was most confident in, because I loved my hair. I used to get compliments on it, and then it started receding, and that shit was bad. It was really tough to deal with because I would try to hide it, obviously, as you do with any insecurity. You try hiding it, and then it got worse. I thought that, letting it flow would be good and let it like rest, or it wouldn't be tugged on anymore and it would like maintain itself, but it did not maintain itself. And during this time, I also knew about all the drugs like minoxidil and everything. But I was a freaking 17-year-old. What the hell was I gonna do? I didn't really know how to just like get access to it, so I didn't. Do I regret it? Not really. But yeah, I would like. It kept getting worse. Like by the time it was my senior year, you could tell that these two areas of the hair, like the middle part was thin, and if I lifted it up, like you would see like it was very light around here. Even this middle section was very light, but all the hair, the rest of the head was pretty thick. So it was like obvious. Like I tried to convince myself it wasn't obvious, and maybe the people around me just got used to it, but like looking back now, that shit was obvious. I would never want to swim, ever, because that would mean that my hair would be wet and laid flat. And I used to like use like dry shampoo or like baby powder to like make it look a little more volume. I never did the hair fibers, but I saw a lot of people doing that. I never did it because I thought it was dirty, and like if I fell off, I couldn't deal with that. But yeah, I would like use all these other different products to make it look a little bit more voluminous. And but that made it so that I hated the water. I couldn't swim. I didn't want to get in the water. I didn't like the rain. I didn't like the weather. Like anytime the wind blew, I'd just be constantly trying to fix my hair. So it was like, because maybe get revealed and I'd have to hide it, and I'd be like, no. Yeah, it was a really tough time. It caused me so much stress. And on top of that, like you are 17, 18, preparing for applications, getting to college. Thankfully, I got into a great college, and like that stress being on top of it was super tough. I have a girlfriend. She's the same girlfriend since that time, and she's been the most supportive person of me during it all. But thankfully, I had her. It was really, really tough. Then I went off to college. Right, we went in. I had the middle part. It was getting bad. It was getting bad, and I didn't like. I mean, I just made it through life in the sense of like I'll just deal with it as you go. You know, what else can you do? Then I went to college, and the first year of college hit me like a ton of bricks, only because like I messed around quite a bit in high school. I didn't try too much, and then I got into UCLA, and then I also got into UCLA for physics, and I was not ready for that. But that shit was tough. Being away from my family for the first time was tough. Not having any friends coming in. I wasn't the most like social person, in my opinion. Like my school, like my high school is literally 50% Asian people and 50% Latino, Mexican people. And going into a major university like that was my first time interacting with a ton more types of races, ethnicities, backgrounds. So like that was scary in itself. I went long distance with my girlfriend. That was tough too. So my first year was tough. Like it was a really tough year. And I remember like I think it even got worse on my hair. And I was like, dude, what the hell? And obviously it got worse because that was the year I shaved it. I think it was in the first like 2 quarters, because obviously not obvious, but just if you guys are watching in the future, my first year of college, which was 2019, we went into COVID. We got sent home for COVID after the first 2 quarters. So must have been my second quarter, which I shaved my head. But it got bad enough where I was like, dude, I cannot deal with this. And maybe some of you guys watching this may have seen my Bald Cafe video. That guy helped me so much. Like, just so you guys know, Bald Cafe on YouTube, a great resource for guys dealing with the stress of losing your hair. You get to watch other guys shave their heads or talk about their experiences like this. I'm hoping this is a little bit more raw, just so like you can get insights into how I felt on a lot of these things and how that journey to where I am today kind of looked like. But yeah, man, it was Bald Cafe helped me a ton, and he's pretty much, after watching some of the videos where people shaved their head and felt better about it, I was like, alright, fuck it, I think it's time to do it. I'm a very like all or nothing guy, so I was like, okay, I'll just shave it. No more dealing with this bullshit. Yeah, I remember like I told my girlfriend like I'm gonna shave my head, and she was super supportive of it. Obviously it came with all the normal typical fears of like, dude, is my head shape gonna look good? I don't freaking know. Like, it's gonna be that two-tone skin color where you have hair on top and you're tan everywhere else. And I'm like, oh god. But I just had to do it. I was like, it was stressing me out so much. I couldn't deal with it anymore. So I bought the razor. I bought the buzzer. And originally the plan was actually just to buzz the head. I wasn't gonna shave it. I bought it. I went home for a weekend. Sat on a chair in my garage. Come on, dude, let me in. What the hell? And then I told my girlfriend like, all right, you can shave it. And it was hard because like I even remember telling her like, you can't start shaving from the top. Like you can't do that. You have to do it from the side. But that was because I was so like, you're just so scared of being bald. Like that typical look. You're so scared of it. And for you guys out there that are dealing with this, you know what I'm talking about. Like, you know what I'm talking about. It is tough. Alright? Especially if you're young, it is tough. Because no one else is bald. What the hell? But yeah. She shaved it. And I do remember the second she shaved it, although I felt naked, it felt so good. Because like, you're not hiding it anymore. You're kind of just telling the world like, alright guys, I am bald. Like, there's no secret. It felt good. It did feel really good. And I remember like it was super short, and I'm like, you know what? Like, let me just take it a step further since I'm here. I'll try shaving it. And I had this 2-blade fucking razor. Like a motherfucker. It was my first time ever shaving my head. And I had a 2-blade fucking medical blade. and I was like slowly shaving my head with it, and holy shit, it was not fun. Like that shit hurts. Like it was maybe like 2 or 3 millimeters long, and I never let my hair grow out that long. I shave it every day now, but shaving it when it's that long, which is not long, but shaving it from that long is pretty painful. Like it gets caught on especially on a sucky razor. But I got it done. I shaved it, and it was like smooth. It was such a weird feeling. My family saw it, they're like, what the hell? But everyone was like, oh, you got a good head shape, which I was thankful for. I don't even know if I believe that till this day, truthfully. People tell me I have a good head shape, but I don't even know if I believe it. But you're done. Like when you shave your head, okay, I'm not gonna say when I shaved my head, I felt a massive wave of relief. I felt like I wasn't trying to hide something about myself anymore. Like it was like, oh, this is it, this is me. And I remember thinking like, all right, now I don't have my hair anymore, I don't have anything to hide behind. And I also was still dealing with all the tough parts of being a freshman. Luckily we did go home for COVID within the quarter, so I didn't have to like, I don't know if it was luckily, but it just happened that it happened to be that way. But I just remember thinking like, I don't have my hair to rely on, or like it's not my personality anymore. Like I have to work on my personality, which is funny to think about and say, but like I had to work on my personality. I'm a bald dude. I'm a bald dude, super young. Like, so this was my freshman year. This was my freshman year of college, and I spent the next 1.5 years until the start of my junior year at home. During that time, obviously I got comfortable with a shaved head. Like it was like a time of being indoors, so it's not like I was meeting a ton of people. Oh, actually, so since I shaved it, before I get into that, since I shaved it during college, I imagine it's a pretty crazy experience for the rest of my freaking classmates and friends. Like I didn't have no friends. I still talked to people, but I didn't have any close friends. And like the thing was like, imagine like you kind of know me-ish one day in class, and like one week, like a Friday, you see me in class, I have hair, and then the next Monday coming in, I was shaved naked. Like not shaved naked, but my head was naked. And I remember coming in like to some of these classes, and people were like, what the fuck, like you're bald? And I'm like, yeah. And they would say like, why did you shave it? And I'm like, oh, I would not want to explain to them everything. So I just wanted to, like I didn't really want to, I had to in my opinion, but like I just wanted to, you know. It was crazy though. I just showed up to class bald for a lot of people. But yeah, then I spent the next 2 years, like 1.5 years, like at home working on myself. Honestly, during that time, most of it was working on like developing out my career aspirations at the time, which was being a software engineer. But it was useful in the sense that it helped me feel like I could achieve a lot more. Like I am who I want to be, because I went from learning not much. I didn't know code at all, and I pretty much worked my way in that COVID period into an internship, which I was very proud of. And it did like contribute to my overall like self-confidence that, hey, I could do this. That's why I think it's very important to like find things that you enjoy, find hobbies, find confidence in yourself through other ways, and you just become like a bigger, better, more well-rounded person. But it is also like kind of a side tangent. This is the format anyways, I'm just ranting. Going through that whole experience of being bald makes me feel for a lot more people. Like I feel like I know how tough it was to be going through something by yourself, and in the sense of like no one else probably thought about my struggles in that way that I did. And it was tough. And now when I see other people, like I live with the belief that we are all humans going through our own set of struggles. And I don't know what you're going through, but I know you're going through something. And you're watching this video, maybe that was something is balding. It's a big something. So I try to live as empathetic, as compassionately as I can for the most part. Just because like I experienced how tough. I wish I wish people, and people did, like during that time of my life, I wish people treated me with compassion, and they did. So I treat other people with that same compassion. I try to, because I don't know what they're going through, and they could be going through something just as tough. Just like that whole experience with balding showed me how tough like everything can be for other people without you knowing. But where was I going? Self-development. Yeah, like figuring out who I was, figuring out like what I enjoyed. That's the kind of like doing the other stuff that helped me become a better person, a more well-rounded person. Helped me get myself away from feeling any certain way about being bald. I did a lot of like, I watched a lot of YouTube. I read a lot of books, both about self-development and character, and life, in fitness. I always loved fitness. It was just always a part of me. I did a lot to grow myself. Some of the biggest helpers, look here. One of the biggest things that helped me really gain a lot of confidence was my junior year in college. But moving back into person, I was also vying for like friendship. And I set out to go to college with one goal, and it was to make the most amount of friends possible. Like, I really wanted to get to know everybody. I wanted to make friends. And that goal served me well in the sense of like, I kind of made it happen in the sense of like I was really out there. But it did teach me a lot about like how other people view you. But just so you guys know, like, how did I didn't just like suddenly get good at socializing, because I wasn't good. I was really not good. I read books on it, about human psychology, around like social interactions. One of my favorite books is like How to Win Friends and Influence People. It's kind of a crazy title in my opinion, but it really taught me about like making friends or building connections with people in the real world. I read books on like body cueing. I watched things like Charisma University on like YouTube. I thought they were a great resource for me to learn how to like interact with people and like what it means to connect. If you want my opinion on it, I think it's really simple. It's all about connect, like, obviously it's all about just like the other person. You can go out there and like talk to somebody, make them feel heard, find interest in their stuff, find interest in their daily things, like care about them. Anybody, like it could be a stranger, it could be a great friend, it could be anybody. Like you go out there and do that, then they will in turn care and listen about you, which is an awesome feedback loop. But that's what it boils down to in my opinion. That's what I spent the whole entire college experience, like the rest of my college experience, like really doing that, trying to meet people, having fun, and I made some amazing friends. Honestly, like I'm so grateful for them. But that experience like really taught me that you don't need hair to be worthy of other people's friendship or love or whatever it is. Like I really learned that. I thought I would. It was the biggest, most scariest part of being bald or going bald. But like I thought it would be no more friends. That everyone would find me to be a weird loser. Like who the fuck is that bald 20-year-old? Nah, it was the opposite. Actually, like because I would go out there head first, bald head first, and just be like, hey, my name is Alex. Like I'm what are you? Like what's your name? And just like meeting people or whatever. People look past it, and they would even be like, oh, bald head suits you. Sure, whatever. But they would say nice stuff like that. It made me feel good. And obviously, like making friends, building on top of that was a big part of me, like growing my confidence. I obviously did other things, like work on my own physical health, get myself to a place I'm happy with. That helped me build confidence. I'm still working on this, but I'm hoping to find like a life that I love, things that like find a career path that I love, work on the things that I want to work on, make friends and be around the people I want to be with. I feel like all that, being a good person, being a good person, being a well-rounded person, being a person that lives happily, helps you be more confident in yourself as a person. Like you don't feel like, you feel like you are deserving. I feel like I am deserving of friendship. I feel like I am deserving of good things in life because of the effort I put into life. And it doesn't matter that I'm bald. More so, like, if anything, I kind of appreciate that I'm bald. Like, people recognize me as the bald guy, which is cool. Like, I get recognized often in the sense of like, oh, you've been here, oh, I know you. Like, sometimes I feel like I get recognized because I'm bald, and it's because I have a big personality. Now I like to think I have a bigger personality. Like, it helps. It really does help in so many ways. Like, I do a lot of like business stuff right now. I'm trying to grow my own business, and like being bald, standing out in how I look, and still like being able to connect with people and not being scared has made a hell of a world of a difference when it comes to still doing my thing, right? So I guess if we fast forward to today, I've been bald for pretty much, I'm 24 now, just turned 24, and I pretty much shaved my head at the cusp of, I don't even know when, 18, 19? I've been bald for like 5 or 6 years. And I'll say this, I am happily bald. It has changed who I am as a person. I think I'm nicer for it. I think I'm happier with who I am for it. It makes me accept the cards we were given in life and just make the most out of it. Like, that experience has helped me just try to make the most out of life and what we can. Because like, I wouldn't have picked these cards. I mean, obviously if I wasn't bald, I probably wouldn't have picked these cards to be bald. But you know, we're dealt a certain set of hands and we have to make do. And I use that, and I apply that principle to everything. I do, like, being bald has helped me live happier, live better, live nicer, be a little more empathetic, be better to people. I don't regret any of it, really. I never did the minoxidil, and I'm glad to a sense that I never did it. Like, I don't look back on that experience, and I don't say like, man, I wish I'd done it. As of right now, obviously things change. I'm still like a broke 24-year-old trying to make his way through life, but I think if I was offered hair transplant surgery, I wouldn't even take it. I don't want the hair. Like, I love being bald. Right? Alright, here's another thing. Some benefits to being bald. Showers, really quick. Especially if it's just like a non-head shave shower. It's really quick. I only use one soap, body wash, and it goes everywhere. It's all skin. And it's so quick. I could use a tiny towel and I'm dry. I'm absolutely dry just because there's no hair to like soak up all that water. It's just a quick wipe and the rest of the body, a tiny towel, and I'm done. It's amazing. It's amazing. Head shaving, I do that daily. I know not a lot of, I don't think every bald person does it daily. That's my personality though. I love being consistent. I love being clean. I'm a very disciplined person. So I shave daily. But I could do it in less than 10 minutes. So it's not a crazy addition. I know people who spend more than 10 minutes a day doing my hair when I had hair. So like being able to hop in the shower and shave my head real quick and also wash up a bit in the morning, I don't hate it. I don't hate it at all. I get to have a clean look every day, and it fits my needs of like wanting to have a clean, consistent look every day. So like, it's perfect. I'm able to love nature again, love the sun, love the wind, love swimming. I get to stick my head out the window and like have the air just rush past me. I'm fully aerodynamic. It's beautiful. It's so wonderful. And like I told you guys earlier, like I get recognized in the sense of like I look different than the average young person. So like people recognize me a little more. Obviously I say what's up. I do my part in like meeting people, but they will recognize me. I do my part in like meeting people, remembering names. Guys, if you guys are out there trying to socialize, please just do one thing, is remember someone's name and use it. If someone tells you their name, remember it and use it. Like, it makes such a difference. But I'll do my part in doing all those little things, and then friends come. Friends go, but friends come as well. Like, I live very, life is life. But yeah, I don't regret any of it, and I have a ton of fun with my bald head now. And that's pretty much it, honestly, guys. At least that's where I am today. I do struggle with one thing, and it's surprising people that I'm bald. I love the look of. I kind of like. I don't hate. I think I look good in caps too. Like I wear baseball caps sometimes, but my biggest fear is always like wearing a baseball cap around as part of my outfit, and then taking it off and surprising someone that I'm bald. I don't know why, but I'm still scared of that sometimes. It's not a big deal, but like, it doesn't make me feel good that I'm like surprising you with it. Although it doesn't really affect you in any way. But it's one of my things I still work through. I try to figure out how I could like work through. But aside from that, I'm like very happy. I don't have to pay for barbershops anymore, which is a nice saving, but I do miss it about the community there. I do have to pay for like shaving cream and razors, but they're honestly way cheaper than barbershops, so I'm not complaining about that. My girlfriend loves my head, thankfully, and my family loves my head. My mom loves my head now. She was one of my earliest people that told me to shave it, but I could not accept her advice because she was my mom, and of course she would say I would look good, but she told me to shave it early on. Like she told me to shave it maybe my senior year of high school, but I didn't do it until a year later. Do I wish I took her advice? Not really, but my mom loves my head now. Yeah, that's pretty much my journey, guys. I don't know how this will end up out there. I hope to like, keep it as unedited as possible, just like a rant to help out anyone that does stumble across this video. But yeah, if you're going through it too, you'll make it through. It's tough. It sucks. It definitely sucks. But no matter how your head looks coming out of it, I'm almost sure you will come out of it even better and even stronger. You'll have to. Trust me. Okay, I hope it helps somebody. But that's my story. I'll see you guys.